Hello, welcome to 2016. This is so exciting. We have a brand new fresh start to the year and we have lots in store for you tonight. I know we have scheduled an hour, but this will be probably one of the most beneficial hours you have come face to face with in a while. So before we get started, I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Dusty Rogers. I am a Silver Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. I am an entrepreneur. I am founder of DustyRogers.com, and it's a motivational and inspirational website. I am also a full-time mom to the best little boy in the world, just a little bit biased. And I also work full-time at a software company. So I thought I could benefit Plexus members and people like you that have joined this Hangout and just explain a little bit about the tools that I use that have helped me really take my business to the next level, because as a full-time mom and as a full-time employee, and as just about most of us here, we don't have a whole lot of time. And so these tools really help us work smarter and not harder. And if you're in the business world, you've definitely heard that term before. So that's a little bit about who I am, and I certainly want to get to know all of you. So please be sure to leave comments after the broadcast. This will be displayed on my YouTube channel, which I think I've sent most of you the link. But I'll also put it on the site that we posted the link for the Google Hangout. So hopefully we are getting lots of people joining, and you're just going to see lots of people come on. Just try to pick up where we are. I will be available to you for sure should you have certain questions about any of the three marketing resources that we're going to go over. So with that said, we will go ahead and get started. I wanted to share my screen. I created a little bit of a PowerPoint for you to kind of have a takeaway at the end. And it kind of will guide you with the step-by-step through the three tools that we're going to go through. And then we'll also have the video, which is available to you. And then we will also have, you can reach me via email, Facebook. I've given a lot of you my cell phone number, so please feel free to reach out to me, and I would love to help you and answer any questions that you may have. So when I was thinking about doing this, my initial thought was, wow, it's 2016. This is a clean slate. A lot of people are making lots of goals, lots of resolutions. They're really trying to figure out how to ramp up their business. And it's really just a great time, I think, to take a step back. And before we really get going, I want to take a moment and I want to say a prayer for each of you. And I want to pray to God. Heavenly Father, we pray that you will guide our conversation this evening, that you will spread the message of Plexus and love and health and wellness, and help each member watching and their business thrive and grow. We pray that you will continue to guide us and provide for us and help us touch as many people as we possibly can. In Jesus' name, amen. So I always like to start with a prayer, just so you know that we are so sincere and we're from the heart, and we are one Plexus, which is phenomenal. So, and we love Jesus, most of us. So thank you for letting me pray for you. And I do pray that tonight something that I say helps you in a sense and helps make your life a little easier. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. And what I'm going to share is the PowerPoint. Okay. So what we have, first of all, is social media tools. So I have created this little PowerPoint just as a step-by-step guide for you to say, hey, social media, this is what we're doing. There's lots of other ways to grow your Plexus business, obviously, but social media tends to be the first step into growing your business. So let's talk about how we want to grow it using these tools. And why do we even need tools? So we primarily focus on promoting products which make an impact or have an impact on several lives. We've seen multiple testimonies. We've seen multiple lives change. My life has changed. I could share my story with you for sure, but just the nuts and bolts of my story are probably similar to yours. I've had some weight loss and I have more to go. I have wonderful sleep where I used to think waking up 4 and 5 times a night was average. Welcome to being a mom. And I actually just didn't hit that 3 p.m. slump that when I would reach for the coffee, I thought, oh, it's just normal, right? So my old normal was really not normal, and Plexus really got me in balance and has helped create a new normal, which is phenomenal and provides much more energy for me and for my little one. For my grandmother, it's helped her back completely, the nerve and pain relief line. She's all hunched over from taking care of my grandfather for so long, and she's actually more erect now, which is wonderful and something I never thought I would see. And we've got tons of stories that we could share, and I can certainly share some of those with you after this broadcast. But we do sell products which make an impact, or we share products, as I like to say. We don't necessarily sell anything. I don't know about you, but I'm not a salesperson. I mean, we all are in a sense, because we're selling our friendship, we're selling our love, we're selling who we are as a person and our character and our moral makeup. And so it really is that we are salespeople, but we are really just sharing, just like I would tell you about my favorite Thai restaurant down the street, Saucy's, if you're in Dallas. It's a wonderful place, and I share that. I share that online. I share that with friends in conversation, and I also share Plexus with them. So why not make life easier with our tools and make an impact on our business? And I think with these 3 tools that I've picked specifically, I think that you will really notice a benefit. So what tools are we going to do that are going to simplify your life? Well, these are my favorites, and I'm going to explain why. Canva.com is actually, and before I get started on these, they're all free up to a certain point, just to keep that in mind. So as your business grows, you will eventually have to purchase parts of these, but initially starting off, Canva.com is going to be free to you. And the best way to think about Canva is if you see those Facebook posts, or if you look at those Instagram posts, or you see the Twitter feeds with these certain pictures that look really well done. It's not just like you took a picture with your iPhone. It's a really well done picture that has words put on there. It might have some graphics. It might have some arrows. It really is an easy design tool for the average user. So if you don't have a lot of time, which is what I don't have a lot of, then Canva.com really kind of helps you with creating professional looking posts and pictures and images, but it's way more than that. It also helps you with your entire brand. So I mentioned DustyRogers.com, the motivational website that I have. Well, there's a whole brand behind that. There's a pink and a gray theme that I have, which is why you see the PowerPoint is in pink and gray and white. These are my actual colors, and I'll show you how easy that is to get into it. And Plexus has a brand. Plexus has the maroon and white. And so you can really take Canva.com and take your messaging to the next level, but it will be consistent messaging with your colors and your design and your style. You're really trying to implement your personal style onto Plexus or with your Plexus business. And so you bring in Plexus with your personal style, and that's what Canva.com helps you do. So while we are looking at, I have several components open already. So let's look at Canva.com. Here it is. And here it is. This is initially what you kind of see when you first come in. It helps you, and these are all sized completely to what you need. So Facebook post, it tells you, here's your size that you need for a good Facebook post. Here's a presentation. Here's a photo collage. Here's social media. Here's a blog graphic, a Facebook cover. And there's so many more other custom designs that you can have. And then these are just components that I've created already that you can see. I just did quickly, I mean, literally clicks of buttons. When my upline Liza went to Senior Ruby, I came in here real quick, put a few pictures together, made it look a little professional, and shared that with our team and her team. So this is just a quick way to look at your designs that you've already done. But then when you try to create your brand, and I can't walk through how to create your brand since I've already done it, but basically you have what's called a brand kit. You have templates. You can add team members as your business grows. You can have more members that are creating these for you should you want that. And again, the templates are just mocked up already for you. So here's presentation templates, Twitter post templates, Facebook posts, and it's literally click and play, right? So majority of us use Facebook. So let's use, I'll use this for just design, demonstration purposes so you can see this. So we're pulling up a Facebook post. They already have this picture kind of in the background. You have over here layouts, elements, text, background, and uploads. So here's how you're going to actually design what you want this to look like. So here's one that I've used, actually this one in the past too, but I've also used this quite a bit. So I'll say, let's just take this as an option. I'm not going to do a quote because I like to try to be original, but you can quote someone if you'd like. And just be sure to give them credit down here. I usually change this to be my name or my website, so dustyrogers.com. Or if you have your Plexus website, it would be, shopmyplexus.dustyrogers, or whatever email you want to put here. It's literally click and play, right? So here it kind of drops into the fonts. You go in here, pick a few fonts that you like. Again, I think as long as you're consistent with what you're using, I think you're great. I'm just going to keep it the same for simplicity, but just know that you can put as much creativity in there as you would like. This is your sizing, obviously. You can go up and down in size, and this is your color. Let's say we're going to make this pink because those are my colors. So these are my brand colors. They are identified different from these. So see, these two grays are similar, but they're not the same because this is my actual brand color. And when you first arrange your setup with canva.com, you're going to go through that and you're going to have brand colors. So I wish that I could show you how, you can always just look up, let's say, if there's well, I can help you guys afterwards, but if you have colors in mind, I can show you what numbers are related to those colors in the marketing world, and then we can get you set up for your design. But just know that once you set it up initially, while it might seem a little daunting, it's certainly easier in the long run because it's already saved for you, okay? And so here we're gonna say our mission for tonight is work smarter, not harder. And we will just pull this down to the center of those components a little bit, and you can just drag and drop, see what you think about it. You can take these lines out, you can keep them in, you can change the background color. If you don't want the background color to be gray, you can make it pink, for example. I do a lot of pink backgrounds, but now you're going to need to change this again because it's obviously pink, and so you can't see it, so we'll make it white. And so here we are. We have a quick little post of, super simple, Dusty Rogers little quote for the night, if you want to do quotes, or if you want to do images. Sometimes I want a background picture back there, or maybe you're making a collage picture. You can drop pictures in here. This obviously does not look like what you would want it to look like, but we have different components of being able to drop the pictures in the background. And then, I made a prayer guide, and so I put some components together for a prayer guide, which I can share with you guys later if you want. And then you can do a few things. You can share directly from Facebook or from canva.com. I usually don't share directly from canva.com just because it states this is from canva.com. Come check out my image or something along those lines. And so I want it to be a little more dusty, not so much canva.com. So what I do is I usually download it. And then you have 4 options to download. You have an image for the web, which is usually your low resolution. You have image for high quality, which means maybe you're going to take these and print these out as flyers or business cards or something along that line. And then if that's the case, you would use this image high res. And then you could also just do a PDF standard or a PDF for print. Obviously, the for print is for better quality. So that's the components here with canva.com. For uploads, you would just upload a picture. They have pictures that you can look for. So if we want to look for, let's say health, they'll give you tons of health options that you can look for. And you can use their images. Some are a fee, some are not a fee, but there are thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures. So it's best to kind of have an idea of what it is that you're actually trying to create. And then you can search for that more specifically. So for that heart image that you saw right here, I was looking for a winter retreat that I was launching for my Bible study, and I wanted something that looked more wintry. And so I typed in like winter love or winter heart or something like that, and that picture came up. So, excuse me, that's what you can do. So you can use their images. Some are free. They'll tell you if they're free. Others cost $1 or $2, however it is. But you can always use your images too. So what I suggest and what I typically do, because your images are free, you've already bought your images or you've created them or you've found them off the internet or whatever it is that you've done, and then you would just pull them in here. So I'm going to say upload an image, and then I'm going to go to I put a lot of my images in my photography folder. So I'm going to go here and maybe I'm going to talk about like this messy bun. I kind of just did an image or just did a story on the mom bun or wrote something on the mom bun. So then it just uploads real quickly for you, and then you're able to just drag and drop it into your actual component that you're making. So again, this is just kind of plain. This isn't something that you would really want to probably drop an image on, but I've created tons of layouts and tons of elements where I have that. So I'm going to leave this. I don't want to save it actually. But you could do it with, here's a Facebook post. You want to just pull something up that is non-branded at all whatsoever. And maybe you just want to create something from scratch. And again, it just kind of puts it out here for you. Like here are several different layouts that you could go with, but you don't have to do those. You could jazz it up on your own. And then a presentation. That's actually what I used for this presentation. Oops, hang on one second. I think we have some people. Okay. Actually, I wanted to make sure everybody was online that was going to get online. So I think it was good. So, okay. Okay. So actually use the presentation to create the presentation that you're all working from right here. And it was literally drag and drop, change a few colors, add some pictures. These are pictures in the background I was discussing. And then simple as pie. So here's an Instagram post, office warming party. This is more of like a flyer type thing. So really it's just your creativity can really get lost in here. So again, just try to start with something that you think is useful and just create a few of those and then just keep going. It'll eventually build. So I kind of started with these little squares all the time. I call them tuckaways. I print them out. I'll put them in my son's lunchbox, or maybe I'll send them to friends for like in a little note card. They're just little tuckaways, little messages, little, inspirational, I'm thinking about you type cards. But you could do a ton of things with this. Here's a blog post that I did on Find Your Passion. Drop some pictures in. Here's one I did for resolutions because it was a big, obviously, new year. And here's some things that I'm going to do. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to get some sleep, have some water, have some good food. And if you're looking for resolutions, hey, why don't you give me a shout at, shopmyplexus.dustyrogers.com. So that's canva.com. You can certainly expand on that. You have certain items that are free, like I mentioned. I will go over your brand kit real quick. So that's kind of the template world. Your brand kit is where you set it all up, which is what I was talking about. If you have some colors that you want to add to it. I have a light pink. Here's the number that we're talking about. So number F5AECE is the pink that I use. But again, I can help you find your palette, or if you don't know where to start, they'll help you. You can just use this color palette inspiration and kind of see what speaks to you. And then go from there. It's kind of loading. It's taking a little bit to load. Excuse me. Okay, and so then you would just kind of scroll through here and work with, what matters to you, what colors mean, and kind of why they put certain colors together. So it really kind of educates you on your personality as a person and how you can bring that across your messaging to your Plexus business. Bavarian Beauty, fall collection. So there's a wide array of colors that mean different things to different people. So it's a great place to get started and just kind of understand what the concept is. You have some logos, maybe you just have your Plexus logo. That's fine too. You have images. Here's some custom fonts, or you can just utilize their regular stuff. And all of this, again, is free until you start adding more. Okay, so that's canva.com. So again, canva.com is more for branding, marketing, and that specific look and feel of who you are. Now, MailChimp is great. And actually, I'm going to scroll down just a little bit to show you here. So I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Non-designers are creating beautiful infographics with Canva's infographic maker. That's exactly right. That's me. I'm a non-designer. The infographic maker includes hundreds of free designs, which we went over, and allows you to experiment with data and visualization like a pro and bring in your own pictures and things like that. Okay, so we covered everything I wanted to cover there. Plan information. I'm going to email this out to you guys, but this is a hyperlink, so you can actually click on it, and you will see the various plans that canva.com has. Also have it for MailChimp and also have it for Hootsuite. So again, this will all be mailed out to you. I don't want to go through it now, but there's usually 3 tiers with each product that we're looking at. And there's a free tool, and then there's a beginner, and then there's usually a pro, just to keep you kind of on the right track. Okay, so MailChimp is phenomenal because MailChimp is email marketing, basically. So you can use MailChimp to reach all of your prospects, all of your customers, all of your old customers, however you want to do that. And you create MailChimp lists, which are who you're going to email. And I'm just going to show you here. This is where you would sign up for free. And I have a website, so it's probably not going to let me do it. But just so you know, it's literally 30 seconds to sign up. And I'll just go ahead and get into my account to show you kind of how it works. Okay, so they work from campaigns, templates, lists, reports, and automation. So campaigns, if you think about marketing overall, campaigns are what you're going to do in the big, broad scheme of things. So maybe you have a campaign for New Year's, or maybe you have a campaign for birthday, or maybe you have a campaign for Merry Christmas. You know, different things that can be your touch points, and that's your campaign. So I have a campaign. This is a New Year's post that I did, and you know, when you create a campaign, you can let's just create one so you can see it. It basically says, okay, what kind of campaign do you want? Again, you have certain items that are free to you. So this regular campaign is free. So we're going to say, let's get a regular campaign to start with. And it's basically just it's a way to send out messaging to your customers. And so so I have 2 landing pages, for example. I have a dustyrogers.com, and I also have an actual landing page that I'm driving people to try to sign up for this subscription. So you can have that, or you can just have your own email. And so I'm going to say, send it to this list. Maybe you want to segment it a little bit down the road. Maybe you don't want to send it to certain people. You can actually segment your entire list. That's fine. This is an old list anyway, so I'm just going to use this. We're going to say next. And then you just name it, right? So you say, okay, this is a test campaign, for example, Plexus Learning. And then this is what you want to email your, you're trying to grab their attention with the email subject. So you want to make sure that the email subject is personal or makes sense. It's just not like your average New Year's resolutions. You know, it's like be creative with your subjects. And they give you some tools down here to try to write your better subjects that reach everyone. So you could say, I don't know, let's say one of my posts I wrote, I jumped. So maybe you're just starting out with Plexus. You could say, I jumped. And they're like, what? She jumps? What is she talking about? What is she doing? And then maybe they'll open your email more. Okay, so it defaults to who I am, defaults to my email address. You can track it. Obviously, you want to track all the clicks. I have mine tied to Google Analytics, so I would click Google Analytics. I'm not going to right now because this is a test site and I don't want to mess up my real data. So, but you would click that, Google Analytics. If you have a Gmail account, you absolutely have analytics available. You just kind of go in there and sign up and put your website link to it, and then it all drives all your traffic there, and you can track it. Okay. And then you want to, this defaults for you as well. So it's going to default to the name of the person that is going to receive the message. And, you know, just kind of simple. You can tweet it. I usually auto tweet all of my posts or emails, or you can auto post to Facebook if you want. You can connect it to Facebook. And then once you do all that, you can say, okay, I'm ready to go. So then you would click next. And then this is where you would kind of start selecting what you want your email to look and feel, what you want it to look and feel like. So my big piece of advice here is pick whichever one you like, but stick with it throughout the theme, throughout your growing your business until you get further along, because people want the consistency and you're actually building the foundation. So you want to build that foundation and you want to build that consistency, which brings kind of that loyalty, and everyone can know what to expect from you in the future. So they have one column banded, 1 and 2 columns, 1, 2, 1. You know, there's loads of opportunity here on how you want that to look. And as you can see, you can just really just go crazy with it. So I'm going to say, let's do 1, 2, drag and drop. And so now it's time to design your email, and they really make it simple. I mean, this is a box, this is a box, this is a box down here. It's pretty simple. So here we're going to say, let's bring in an image. You're going to edit that. That's what that little button means. That means edit. That means pop it out, and that, or make another one, and that means delete it. So we're going to browse for an image to upload here. And again, we're just testing, so this will just be fun. I have a few images in here from previous things that I've done, so I'm just going to select chapter 1. Let's just do that. Chapter 1. So there's my image. Here's where you can change it if you don't want that image. Here's where you can edit it, and then you can add a link. So if you want to say, you know, shopmyplexus.dustyrogers.com, and then you could add the link there. So when they receive their email, they're going to receive they can click on this and actually be driven to your website to purchase. And I'm just making that link up. So if you want to make sure that you go in and truly copy your URL like this, like up here, copy paste, not this one, but the one for your shopping. Okay, and so now it's time to design your email. So you would click here for edit, and you could say Happy New Year, or whatever it is that you want to say. And then I have been so thankful for our time off, yada, 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 getting back in the groove, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Would love to catch up with you. Or you were interested in Plexus, let's chat, you know, whatever your message is, you're going to put all that little text in here. And then you're going to scroll down, and you can actually add more things down here if you want. So you can add another component here. Maybe you want to drive them. Maybe this is a friend that was interested in probiotics specifically. So you could put a little detail here about probiotics. And then you could, whoops. Yeah, so you could put a little detail here about probiotic yumminess. Probio 5 is fantastic. And here is why. And then you see they're putting links here, and you could do the same thing. So you would just go in here and double click on it and then put in your web address instead. So this would be the shopmyplexus.bestyrogers.com. You'd insert it there. And then you'd save and close and then click next. Again, here's all other things that you can do. You can add social share. So what I've done in a lot of mine is I want my friends to follow me on Facebook. So I'll add a social share. And it's super simple. I mean, all you do is, oops, you typically click on that. What happened? Maybe I picked the wrong box. Oh, you drag and drop it. Here we go. So you drag and drop. And so now you go in here and you're going to edit this and you're going to say Facebook is, it's already connected for me, but you would need to put in your Facebook connection, your URL for that. And same for Twitter and same for some if you want to forward it. So super simple. And then you click next. Oh, but before we do, sorry. Let's see if I can stop that. Oops. So before you click next, like I just did, you can actually preview and test it. So you can preview it, take a look at it as what it looks like from your customer actually receiving it. And so this on the left side is going to be the actual email that they receive. And then this over here is going to be the actual, what it looks like in mobile. So the great thing about MailChimp and Canva and all of these others is that they are what we call reactive design. So you can transfer between your PC, your laptop, your iPad, your phone, and they're all reactive design, which is nice. Some of the things that I have come out a little larger, but for the most part, they're still pretty decent. Okay. And then you would actually just go through and send it. So I'm going to save and exit here. Oops. Next. And then you would go through, it says there's a problem. So it kind of walks you through like, okay, the list is fine, the subject is fine, who the replies are going to go to is fine. And then you go through default text content. So they're saying, hey, wait a minute, we've kind of set up this template for you and you didn't change the text. So you probably don't want to send out the placeholder text. So it's kind of nice that you can go back and then you can resolve that. And then you can, I'm going to stop. Oops. Then you can, missed it. Okay, so then once you get to the end, let's just say you fixed it all, then you could save and send it, and you can also schedule. So you don't have to send it immediately. You can just schedule it for later. So I'm going to say, oh, it's not going to let us do it until we resolve it. So when you resolve that, here's your schedule, and you would schedule it for today, tomorrow, next week, next month, whatever it is that you have, and then, or you could send it immediately. So I typically use this. Well, I use it weekly because, like I said, I kind of do most of my work at nights or on the weekends after my son has gone to bed, and or if he's busy at soccer or something along those lines. And then I will shoot some information out, tons of information out later. But not everyone's going to read at midnight, right? So I may be working at midnight on my Plexus business, but not everybody's going to be reading it at midnight. So I'll schedule some of these emails to come out at 8 o'clock in the morning or 7:45 in the morning, so that I'm trying to capture that audience that I'm trying to reach. Okay, so there we go for MailChimp. So it helps you design newsletters. We have lots of people that are in Plexus that are holistic coaches or dietitians. Several of those wellness coaches, what they've done is tried to create their personal brand as well, and they are creating newsletters that they send out on a regular basis, or inspirational quotes, different things like that. And so it basically integrates everyone into the services that you're already using, and this is basically like your own publishing platform. It's phenomenal. There's 3 easy steps. You create it, the template, you create the design, and then you schedule it. And then there's also some plan information. So I know that when you guys get into MailChimp, you're probably going to run into some questions. Don't feel overwhelmed. It's super simple. but you have a plethora of people available to help you. And I'm absolutely here for you if you have any questions, because it's, once you get MailChimp and once you understand, it is so nice to just be able to let things automate. I'm working in a software company, so automation is like my middle name. Okay, and last but not least is Hootsuite. So this will be your best friend as well, I think, because it takes off a lot of pressure for updating all of your social media outlets. So, and I promise you, I remember thinking about this when I very first got on Facebook about 10 years ago, and I was like, man, if I could just come up with something that would update my Facebook page and my Instagram, that would be so nice. And now there's Hootsuite, and they do it. And so I have connected the Dusty page, which is my personal, business page, if you will. I also have my Twitter account set up, and I have my Instagram. But you can also set up LinkedIn. You can set up other Facebook pages. There's multiple pages that you can do to set up. Now, I will tell you, for Hootsuite, for free, you get the 3. Anything above that, you're going to have to pay a small fee. Again, it's like less than $10 a month, but I can't see that cost at this point with the revenue that I'm bringing in. So I was like, I'll wait on that Hootsuite. I'll just update these 3 major components at this point. So over to the left is a little different. This is where your menu bar is, over to the left. So you have streams, which are your social outlets. You have the publisher, which means I want to publish something, or what do I have going on? What are my scheduled posts? What's requiring approvals? As you get bigger, you'll have to require approvals. You have analytics, so you can look at how the numbers are doing. You've got assignments, campaigns, contacts, directories, tools, all of that. You're primarily going to work in your streams, your publisher, and your analytics, I think. Maybe not even your analytics. So when you do I want to post something, I'm going to say live on Google Hangouts with some super fun Plexi peeps. Love this group. And you can add hashtags on Plexus. I'll put live. Big. Live on Google Hangouts with some super fun Plexi peeps. You can add a link if you would like. Let's see where that link is. I'm going to use it. And let's get back into Hootsuite. Oops. Add the link. And then you can't do a link and a picture. Actually, I think you can. Let's see. Yeah. So there's our link. And now I'm going to say, actually, you can't do it. You can't do a link and a picture, but that's how you would put that component in. And so what I'm going to do is say, let's see. Instead of that, I'll just do a Plexus picture. How about that? What do I want to pick for our image here? I'll do this. A new kind of thinking. Sounds about right for us, right? And then we have our link there, right? I'll shrink. I'll just put it there. And you can send it now, or you can also schedule it either way. Right now, this is where you're showing that you're going to send it. You're sending it to 3 of your streams. So the Dusty page, Twitter, the Dusty page, Facebook, and the Dusty page, Instagram. And so it's going to go to all 3 of those as soon as I push send. If you don't want to send it now, you could always schedule that. And now this is the absolute best part of Hootsuite, if you ask me. I do not have time to be on Facebook all day long. I mean, that's just the reality. I'm on it, but I work full time. I'm a mom. I just simply cannot be on social media that much. So I will come up with various posts throughout the day. I'll make note of them, or I'll come in here and I'll jot them down just like I did with you. Here's a little quick jot, and I will schedule them, and I will auto schedule lots and lots of posts, because as you know, with Plexus, if you're trying to grow your business, they want you, or it's beneficial if you post numerous times a day. Well, that's great if you're available numerous times a day, but sometimes you're just not. Sometimes you've got, things going on with a sick kid, or maybe you've got, you're out of town and you don't really want to be locked up to your computer. And my son gets it. He knows. He was like, Mom, we're going out of town. Do you have a Plexus post scheduled? I'm like, I sure do. We're good to go. And so it's truly such a magnificent tool, and I encourage all of you to get familiar with it. So you can literally click on here. You could say, 111, it's 750. You do have to send in increments of 10 minutes, I believe, 5 minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20. So you can say it's 8:40 right now, but if I want to say send it 8:40, it's not going to let me because it's already happened, right? So you have to bump it up a little bit. And so I'm going to say send it at 8:45, and live on Google Hangouts with some super fun Plexi people. That's a tongue twister. Love this group on Plexus. And then I'm going to say schedule down here. Sorry, I'm trying to hide this. Schedule. Oh, and it has to be more than 5 minutes. I waited too long. So now I'll say send it at 8:50. And then it will go to all 3 of those outlets. So normally I have cleaned this up for you, so there's none in here because I don't want to confuse you. But normally I will have months planned out. I have full months planned out. Now I will tell you a couple of things that I found with Hootsuite that made me not use it as often. So I was under the impression, I spoke to a friend that worked for Facebook. Now this is not anything I can say absolute truth, but she did tell me that Facebook has algorithms that prevent third parties such as Hootsuite, Buffer, and all of those to actually, it prevents them from, the algorithm prevents them from showing up in the feed as much as their own, because Facebook now has their planning, if you will. So it's good for your personal page, but once you get your business page, I suggest that you just post directly from your business page. So this is my home page, and you can't schedule from here. I mean, I think you know by now that when you go to type in something, you've got to post it right now. But once you create a business page, which is part of the benefit of doing so, oops, clicked on the wrong one. Excuse me. Hey there, A-Team. That's all of us. Okay, so now when I click on the Dusty page, which is my business page, then I can actually schedule from here. So it works similar. If you aren't familiar, I'll go through one really quickly since we have a little time. But what you're going to do here is you're going to say, and you see that there's some scheduled and some drafted. So I'm going to say live on Google Hangouts with Plexi. Oops. Love this group. And hashtag one. And then here you can publish, or you can actually schedule. You can backdate it, or you can just save it for later. So here you can do the same thing you can do in Hootsuite. You can say send it today, tomorrow, next month, 8:45 p.m. and you can schedule. I'm not going to schedule it because mine's about to pop out in 5 minutes. But that is the benefit to me, is once you get your business page, is that you schedule most of your posts through your business page so that people can actually see a little bit more, so at least they can see your posts versus those third parties that might be hidden a little bit. Okay, so what else in Hootsuite would you like to, what do I want to cover? Okay, you can include links. I think I showed you that. Yep, I did. Okay, you can schedule it. I think we covered the bulk of it. That's pretty good. It's an integral marketing effort that helps you and organizations, smaller companies, face the same problem. So how do we get all this message out to the same people and make it look the same, make it look uniform? And there's also plan information there. So next we have resources. We have obviously dustyrogers.com. I want to connect with all of you if you're available and open to it. You could follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm kind of all over the social media world. I'd love to connect with you and answer any questions that you might have in the future. I also provided just a brief overview for Canva, a brief quick start for Hootsuite, and also a quick start for MailChimp overview. So let me see if I can flip this thing back around. Oops. And we're back. Thank you. So hopefully you recognized a few nugget pieces that are there to help you with your email marketing and your branding and your constant messaging out to your prospects, because you can list everyone out based on prospects or current customers or new customers and old customers, people that have dropped off. However it is that you want to segment, you have that ability now, which is wonderful. So I want to thank all of you for joining, and we will absolutely post this live broadcast. You can also follow me on YouTube. It will be there as well. And thank you all so very much. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email, or a lot of you have my phone number. So thank you very much. Happy New Year and God bless.